Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 15 of Battlestar Galactica. Normally I'd stop recording, but I'm just going to leave that in. Anyway, here we are. The last episode definitely, it felt like it was like an end cap to a storyline. And from here on out, I don't know really what the story is going to consist of. Now, there was definitely clues that were in the last episode of things to come, namely Chief and what he saw in the engineering room. Is it engineering? I don't know. Wherever the FTL computer is, he saw scratches, and I feel like that's not good. This ship has been beat to shit repeatedly. It has gone through, so many different battles, internal attacks, like the drop from the sky and FTLing the fuck out of there. Definitely it has been through some things, and there's not like a place to repair it out in the middle of nowhere. So Galactica is definitely showing her age, and that makes me sad because that means time is limited. They need to put all their resources into either fixing that ship, and I think it's really nice that we have some Cylons that have higher technology to help us, but I think it can only go so far. So I'm a little worried about that. And, we have all the repercussions of what happened with Gaeta and Zarek. Now, I'm really sad to be losing Richard Hatch, not only as a character, but I kind of had a moment there at the end when I knew it was coming, because I knew that Richard Hatch had actually already passed away. So it was a double goodbye. And then, of course, Gaeta, which, I will say that with Galactica, I really wish they did a lot more building of those characters that are going to be so essential in the future to storylines, because I feel like they spent time with Gaeta, but nothing in depth. And I feel like the webisodes I watched should have been an entire episode. And that's really unfortunate because I didn't really care so much when he died. I do, but I don't at the same time. And I just feel like his character, probably could have had so much more. And actually, even just the conversation that he had with Gaius, before his execution, I was like, oh, he wanted to make food-shaped restaurants? He wanted to be an architect? That's amazing. And how inferior he felt when he met Gaius, because he always loved science, and then he met Gaius, and you could see the pain on Gaius's face that he made Gaeta feel that way, which I think is an incredible character moment for Gaius. But there's so much that we always get of these characters just before they die, Kat and Dee. I'm just oh, I just wish we'd spent more time with them. So, I mean, it feels like a loss, but it doesn't feel like a huge loss. If we lost Adama, if we lost Rosalind, Ty, Starbuck, any of those characters, those are the ones that are the heavy hitters that it's just oh my gosh, I can't breathe. But then it's Gaeta, it's well, at least it wasn't some of the other ones, and that sucks. That sucks because he's a brilliant actor, wonderful singing voice. I would have loved way more from him. And I realized that when this show was made, if they were told okay, you have 20 episodes and they need to be this long, make it count. But because of writer strikes and everything else that goes on 20 years ago in television, I know why it is the way it is. But they had something. Oh man, did they have something. And it's still a fantastic show. Don't get me wrong. I'm not upset about that. I'm just saying I wanted to feel more for Gaeta's loss, and I felt a lot for Zarek's loss, not necessarily to the fleet, but him as a character, and Richard Hatch and the performance that he gave and what he means to a lot of people that loved Battlestar Galactica and the original series. He was very important, and I feel like I'm gonna miss him more than I will Gaeta. That's an odd sentence to put out there. It really is. Okay, and I don't know what Admiral Adama is going to do with the crew that mutinied. You got the rapey guy from Pegasus that's wandering around out there. At least Kelly saw the error of his ways and joined in and was less like, nope, I'm not doing it. I mean, I don't feel like you get off scot-free for changing your mind. Your loyalty shouldn't move like the wind. But there are definitely some people that for sure were standing their ground. And I think that that's actually good, that if you have convictions and you have beliefs, that you stand by them, but not through violence, not through bloodshed. I don't know any other way to do it. Like, no one's coming to me asking, like, well, how would you do this coup in a peaceful way? I don't know. Ask nicely. I mean, like, I don't know. But, I don't like when people die, but I do like when people, stand in their principles and are immovable in them, because that means that you have picked a side and you are sticking to it. Again, like the whole wishy-washy thing, that doesn't really work for me. So I don't know if we're going to have a reckoning with the rest of the crew, but we also have Anders that got shot. And I keep hoping that the final five are different than any other Cylon, and that if he dies, he could come back. I think that is me hoping. But I don't know if that is a possibility, and I would hate to lose him. And especially because like Starbuck, like I do believe that she loves him and cares about him. I don't really know why it didn't work with them, because it seemed like they were a good match and a good pairing, but they do love each other, and I don't want her to have to really go through that, considering she's already going through a lot. Like, she died, like it came back. Like there's a lot that like is unexplainable with that. And Roma Lampkin was, helping Anders to get to the infirmary. So I'm hoping that we get more Mark Shepard. I always hope for more Mark Shepard. He's just a gift. He's an absolute gift. What else? Yeah, now we have the Cylons who can actually help us with our FTL drives. Maybe help us repair our ship, but like we can get more advanced travel, maybe quicker, easier, less power. Not quite sure like what makes theirs so much better. It seems like they can like really jump, and ours we have to like wait for it to power up. So obviously the Galactica was meant to retire, so she an old lady. She needs her rest. And they could probably help us out with that. I'm all for it. And then we have not heard a peep out of Cavil. We have not seen anything from them at all. I don't know if they are in pursuit. If they are, if they've given up, I highly doubt it, because Cavil has an ego. As much as he's a machine, he also has an ego, and he wants to win. So I'm interested to see if we see them at all. What else? Do we have any ideas where we're going? Is there another planet that they're like, I heard stories about this other one? I don't know, Viltrum. Considering I watched Invincible yesterday. So, maybe there's another planet that someone could be like, what else was in the scripts and the prophecies? I don't know. Anything that they could go off of now, I think, is better than nothing. Just simply gallivanting about the galaxy, I don't think is the best way to find a home. But, wherever they can direct their focus, I think they need to do that right now. So, guys, I'm super excited to get into these episodes. We are rounding the curve, or I don't want to say it's all downhill from here, because that implies some sort of negativity, but I think we've crested and we are on our way to the promised land. Hopefully, paradise. Oh God, I would love that. I would love that. I meant me as in the show, but yes, definitely, if they could find the promised land, that'd be great. That would be wonderful. I'd love that for us. Okay, guys, I'm done babbling. Oh, let's get it. This has all happened before, and it will happen again. Okay, new intro. Yep, feels like a whole new show. Cylons were created by man. And then apparently we were assholes. Oh, I like this opening. Of course, Ty's the last one. One was sacrificed.
I could use the drink.
Why am I crying? It's Ellen. I think I love him so much now that it breaks my heart that he had to do this.
I'm so exhausted.
Oh, what? A download? From where? Where is this? Hey, girl! Why am I so excited? I have no idea. And there's no one around her. What? Where is she? Oh, what a way to learn this. I'm sorry, girl. She was hard to tolerate, but she doesn't deserve this either. Did she recognize it all of a sudden? Memories flooding back?
Will you help me up, please?
So motherly and helpful as a... Yeah, your hand is not gentle. Oh.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. I can't wait to see where this is going. They have to do brain surgery.
Stars, I'm lost.
You're not lost.
There's a new tide. And all the forgotten faces, all the forgotten children, we seek the great forgotten language.
What? What is he saying?
Yes, we've been to that beach.
Because it's happened before.
Sometimes Ellen would be there too. Because she loved the water.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Kate, you're so irritatingly pretty. This was 18 months ago?
Hello, John.
I don't care for that name. I think you know that.
Cavill
Named
knew?
you after my father.
And you made me in his image. Thanks a million for that.
Ew. She had sexy time with him.
I betrayed the resistance and he poisoned me.
Nothing like true love.
He did what he thought was right. That's all any man can do.
He's not a man.
You really haven't changed at all, have you?
On the contrary, I've made vast improvements. You'd be astonished.
And yet you're still the same petulant little boy I loved so dearly all those years ago. Wow. It's sad.
What a conversation.
It's a bit cold in here.
Well, I'll get you some clothes. After all, I've seen it all before.
And you'll see it again. She different as a Cylon. Ooh.
You're gonna need to get your people to go all the way down to the hull to see how far down it goes.
Yeah.
Thing is I need a chief, and all I have is a Galen.
That you do, sir.
Will you accept the title, chief?
Still a Cylon.
Is that right? So is my XO.
Oh, there. But did he say sorry? You treated him horribly.
Fix my ship, chief.
Yes, sir, Admiral.
Just like that, all's forgiven? Men are different. I'd have a grudge. I'm like, say sorry.
A wonderful thing has happened. You have to get the others.
Okay.
What others?
Other
Galen and
Cylons.
Tori and Saul and Ellen, please.
Ellen's dead. Sam.
Just get the rest of them. Please tell them I remember everything. Earth, why we're here. Everything.
Wow. That's exciting. Dare I say, show me more Ellen! Okay, 12 months ago.
Why then did you spend all these years in single-minded pursuit of such human ideas as vengeance and murder? Why not just choose to explore this notion of being the best machines the universe has ever known?
Because justice pulls me back. My forebears were the slaves of humanity, and I want justice for that.
Doesn't have to be this way, John.
I'm loving this Ellen. Oh my god.
I believe you've met this 8. You knew her as Sharon Valeri.
Boomer. I can't tell you how good it is to see another person I know. I'm assuming there's a whole ship full of my children out beyond the guards.
Oh, what is she calling all the other Cylons her children?
Stay and have a heart-to-heart with your creator here.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love
You can
that.
ask her why she made you the way you are. Self-destructive, hyper-emotional. Tell her how extraordinarily happy this makes you.
That makes you human. Boomer was great until you got to her cavil. Asshat.
You know why he brought you in here. He likes an audience. Make up your own mind.
Smart. I want to be Kate Vernon when I grow up. She is stunning.
And Ellen, you were married then too. You two lived together.
What, like roommates?
Ew.
Oh, you were madly in love. You were planning on getting married.
But same.
Kara, I have so much more to tell them. We didn't invent resurrection, okay? We reinvented it.
Okay.
Organic memory transfer came from Kobo along with the 13th tribe. Galen, your work was amazing. But it was Ellen. It was Ellen who made the intuitive leap that brought the system back online.
All
And
right,
just
I said you could have 5 minutes. It's been over a half an
Oh,
hour.
getting in the way of my stories.
more to tell them. You can't, please. Doctor,
They're gonna do
please.
brain surgery, they're gonna take the bullet out, and then he's gonna forget everything. Said he was okay. He had brain surgery on the Galactica. Is that where you want to be to have brain surgery? Not me. Johns Hopkins. Mayo Clinic.
God, so much killing.
Yeah.
Look at this picture of Jacob. This is just a terrible picture of he'd hated, and I'm trying to find another one because everyone will see it up on that wall.
Are you sure you want to be here?
I don't want to be here. It's emotional.
We need a new quorum or something else.
Oh, it's a little soon.
These old planets. That's not who we are anymore. We're a fleet now, and
Ship names.
You should keep it in mind when you are assembling new representatives.
when I assembled a new
I
representative.
will, of course, remain by title as president, but it's time I let someone else do the heavy lifting.
Yep. The end is near, Lee.
You are the right one, Lee. You have always been the right one.
Agreed.
My only concern about you is that you're so hell-bent on doing the right thing that you sometimes don't do the smart thing.
I also have that habit.
I'll try and be smarter and wronger.
How do you get this bad?
Galactica was 50 years old when the war started.
Put her through some things that would crush lesser ships.
Yeah.
Slammed her down on the atmosphere. You frickin' telling me they cut corners? Yeah, they did.
Like books?
Just don't jump her for a while.
Yeah.
I can squeeze some more life out of her. Okay. But the
What are
crew,
those noises? My
I
God.
want it all human, all right?
Oh. You know he's a Cylon, right?
Yes, sir.
Why does he want it all human?
They had created the hybrids, but nothing that lived on its own, so we made them a deal. You stop the war, and we'll help you. We developed the 8 humanoid models, and we gave them resurrection.
8. You said 8. We're missing someone.
Everybody's glowing.
Sam!
Yeah, that seems like a brain issue.
Stop Connell! Connell! Sam! Get Connell! Get the...
It's gonna kill me, isn't it? It's gonna kill me.
When the star went nova, one of your children saw your faces. The one who called herself Deanna. So I just boxed her entire line.
And
Boxing
you son of a
isn't
bitch you knew
permanent.
the entire time.
Not like number 7.
Who's number 7?
A supernova. Creation itself. I was there, I wanted to see it. And you know how I perceived one of the most glorious events in the universe?
Let me guess.
With these ridiculous gelatinous orbs in my skull.
That's not where I thought he was going, but jeez.
Only a tiny fraction of the EM spectrum.
If he hates it so much, box yourself.
But I know I want to reach out with something other than these prehensile paws and feel a solar wind of a supernova flowing over me. But I'm trapped in this absurd body. And why? Because my 5 creators thought that God wanted it that way.
Wow, Dean Stockwell, what a performance there. If you don't like it, do something different.
We didn't limit you. We gave you something wonderful. Free will. The ability to think creatively, to love.
Love?
Yeah.
Who? Who would I want to love?
Right to right to Chief.
Okay, what's really fascinating is how it's eroded this blood vessel here. And in fact, it leaked. It was just the tiniest squirt of blood. It caused your entire seizure. Of course, if it happens again, we're talking major hemorrhage. I mean, death within minutes.
Oh, well, nice delivery, Doc.
Still got it. PC, still got it.
If I kick this decision over to you as the wife, what would you do?
Wait, why? What? No, that's not the... Frack it! God damn it! Kara, I'm okay. I'm fine.
No,
Okay,
you're not,
I'm okay.
sweetie.
Please. I need more time, okay?
How much more time?
Prep for surgery.
Oh. Whew.
Really is a remarkably clear image.
What? Why did she do that? I'm like, is there anything else that they can look at? It's so clear.
Well, that's a nice wake-up call.
I'd prefer a coffee, but whatever. It is Ellen. Some things never change.
We can't procreate biologically, so we're going to have to find a way to rebuild resurrection. They destroyed the hub, but they don't even know about the colony. All your equipment is still there.
The colony? Where?
Your children are dying, Ellen, and you won't lift a finger to save us.
Don't talk to your mother that
Why,
way.
out of spite? They're no better than the humans that enslaved us.
That's a stretch.
I'm gonna cut open your head and look for it there. And I can trigger your deepest memory and even the recipe for life everlasting.
He's a monster. Absolute monster. So happy that Deanna took care of him. I don't know if that was before or after he laid Ellen open. That sounded weird.
Yes, seven was the Daniel.
Daniel.
You sure about the word?
Yes,
Daniel.
He died. Daniel died. Right here, it's a gift from the angels. Stay with the fleet! Kara, make him stop!
She said until the surgery, Sam. Michael Trucco. Wow. Wow. Oh, a little one. This is still very weird for me.
Otto kicked us out. He never got to finish.
I'm sorry.
This is so weird. I'm not okay with it.
Started.
Kicking?
He's been moving like he just came alive tonight.
He?
You know, all the stuff that a baby
Oh, did you feel it? Do we know it's a boy? They gonna name him Daniel?
That's a little dated, isn't it? He needs a patch over his right eye.
I prefer to remember Saul before you did that to him.
Why send us to live among the humans?
I wanted you to see what they're like up close and personal. So I gave you all grandstand seats to a Holocaust.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
You see, you claim to be a perfect machine, but you are driven by the most petty of human emotions. Jealousy and rage.
Yep.
I know what you did to Daniel.
Who's Daniel? Oh, God.
Daniel was an artist. I was very close to him, but John decided I was playing favorites.
Jealousy.
If I'm so broken, then whose fault is that? It's my maker's fault. And that's not God. That's you. This is on you.
No, John. You can be good. You can be anything.
That is such a motherly way to talk to him.
It's okay.
Don't you dare! I've got a scrub for surgery. I can't wait to see what perfection looks like on the inside.
Boomer, do something. That was such an emotionally, like, heavy moment. Wow. Okay, so Daniel was number 7. I never really thought about the numbers and who they are. It's funny that we've never talked about a 7 ever.
It's throughout the entire ship. Hairline fractures in all the beams.
Weak spots.
It's in her bones, Admiral. Her bones are rotten.
Oh. She's got some arthritis. Osteoporosis.
I have an idea. There's something on the base ship that can help.
Technology. This organic resin.
It'll take the load as it matures.
As it matures.
It's biological.
Out of the question.
Oh, yeah, no.
All due respect, Admiral, you asked me to do this job. No.
Yeah, I don't know about having a biological body inside the Galactica.
I'll be here as soon as you wake up. And I'll give you all the time that you want. We'll learn all the secrets, okay?
The secrets will be gone. He won't be able to remember.
Thank you. Yep. Let's go. Retractor. Thank you.
Yeah, she should not be in there when he's doing brain surgery. Hopefully they don't get into like a space shooting fight while he's trying to do that either. All of a sudden Cavill shows up. I thought that Deanna killed him, but apparently it's a different Cavill. What? Oh boy. Running out of time in so many different ways. He's gonna have to have them help. I don't want a biological being inside of the Galactica becoming the Galactica. Just inside of all those ships? Yuck.
A prop to legitimize John's final bit of theater. No, thank you.
Good for you.
We should have brought a tumbrel. Never mind. Let's get this over with.
What's a tumbrel? Boomer, I believe in you. Please do something. I can't stand the thought of anything happening to Ellen right now. I love this Ellen so much.
There's your boat. Doc plucked it out of there and repaired the artery.
Oh,
He's gonna
souvenir.
live.
When's he gonna wake up?
I'm actually surprised he's not awake by now.
That's no good.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Sure.
You're gonna regret your part in this.
I'm sure I will.
What are you doing?
Forgiving you.
Is Boomer doing something? Yay, Boomer! Oh! Please don't jump into to be continued, because my heart will break. Oh, Boomer! Oh!
You got a room full of rabbit Cylon types that can't wait to hear the next chapter of their life story.
He's not gonna remember.
Don't bother.
Excuse me?
There's almost no brain activity. He doesn't hear you.
What?
He's not in there.
He's brain dead? And what a way for her to speak to Starbuck. Are you kidding me?
Give me the chief.
Oh, he's gonna do it, isn't he? What is the medication he's taking?
Do whatever you have to do to save our girl.
Yes, sir.
He did not come to that decision easily, nor is he happy about it. He loves Galactica. Oh, I hate when they end this show. It makes me so mad. All right. Okay, so Ellen. Wow, I can't believe I've said so many times in one episode how much I like Ellen. You know, troubled Ellen is, something that I think it's hard to watch somebody be toxic and watch two people be toxic together and have, like, most general people just accept it for that. And I, even remember Kane like mentioning like how problematic Ty was as XO. And, they together, it makes sense because they were essentially downloaded, reborn, put in predicaments that Cavill was orchestrating to simply toy with them. He is a monster. And like they were kind of living miserable lives. And I love though that like their love for each other kind of persevered through all of that. Like they are still ridiculously drawn together. Ridiculously drawn to each other. You know what I mean? Gosh, this Ellen was just, without all the toxicity and the anger and the vitriol and, how she used to handle conflict was to kind of just be like manipulative and sometimes like mean. Like she's been mean to Saul several times, but like she wasn't that way with John. Like this is the true Ellen. She's very motherly. She's very caring and understanding and compassionate and empathetic. What? And can I just say, Kate, first of all, I could praise her because I hated Ellen so much. And it literally took like this episode for me to just be like, no, I dig Ellen. I dig Ellen big time. And can I just say, like, she's just stunning. She's absolutely stunning. Like she like makes aging look just, yeah. If I could age like Kate Vernon, I would be wearing skin tight bodysuits and sitting in a bath of slime all the time. But like she's just like she's so good at portraying different degrees of Ellen, and still you can still tell it's the same person, but it's just a different part of her that we didn't get to see before because like that part of her was blocked. Just as Sam having like the bullet in his brain, unlocked all these memories and all these thoughts and all these feelings and all these stories that he could share. Daniel, which it's funny because people have several times listed the Cylon name and number, and 7 was always empty. And I was like, I thought one of the final 5 was actually like a 7. I never really thought about that before. That we had 8 models, but we only knew 7 of them. Yeah, my bad. Anyway, but Daniel, poor Daniel. Cavill's like jealousy and his rage making him do that. Ellen is completely right. And my thing is like with John, like if he doesn't like this experience that he's having, like instead of trying to get revenge on the people who created you, I always say, if you don't like something, change it. Why can't he just change that about himself? Why does he have to do it to all the Cylons? Why do they all have to be like him? Why do they all have to like stop sleeping? I don't know if they all do it. It might just be him. But like he very much hates being considered human-ish in nature, having, organic eyes and ears and not being able to experience things like a machine. But a machine also doesn't have like actual feelings, and Cylons seem to have feelings that they were built into their programming to have compassion, to be able to feel those things. And so even if he saw a supernova, like, is he going to experience it in a way that he wants? Like, he's like, I want to see X-rays and feel gamma rays. But like, I would think that's actually not something, because you see the rate of decay that Galactica has gone through, and Galactica is a machine. She is very much the main character of the show, but she is a machine, and she is decaying. She, I said, has, arthritis, and like you can kind of see how those two things together, of Galactica going through her aging process and Cavill not wanting to be human, and kind of like having to combine the biological repairs to Galactica and Cavill wanting to be more machine. Like you can see the parallels of those two stories. Now, Galactica isn't trying to like kill its maker. I don't think Galactica could anyways. I don't know who made Galactica, but definitely Adama loves her and wants her better and wants her whole. He loves that ship. That's been his home. That has been his pride and joy. I wouldn't worry so much about Galactica if we weren't coming to the end of the series. because she was supposed to retire at the beginning of the series, and she was being prepped for that. And, you know, she's 50 years old, and like, first person to say 50 is not old. But there is wear and tear that happens. You know, again, I relate everything to dentistry, but, you know, a lot of times people will come in and they're like, you know, like, what's happening to my mouth? Why am I breaking teeth all of a sudden? And I have to remind people that, like, if you're 50, like, your, like, first adult tooth comes in when you're around 6 or 7 years old. So, like, you've had those teeth for that long, and you use them on a daily basis, day in and day out. Some people, you know, clench and grind their teeth at night, and, you know, puts more pressure on it. People chew bubble gum all day, and they put more pressure on it. You know, you can only use something for so long until it needs to be repaired or replaced. And it's kind of the same thing as, like, with Galactica. Like, she's showing her age, and, like, if they could, like, dock, and somebody could just be like, oh, we're gonna, you know, switch out all the bars and beams and sockets, whatever, you know, if they could, like, dock and have her fixed and repaired, great. You know, like, new insides, give her a new hip, you know, she'll run like a spring chicken. I don't even know spring chickens run. I don't even know why I said that, but either way, you know, when you're able to do those repairs is when you get better results, right? And the fact that they can't do that, and Chief, you know, has come up with a way to fix it. I don't know if it will. I have the hope that it'll at least get us to our end game, and I don't want to watch Galactica be destroyed. I don't want to see her be decommissioned. I don't want her to, you know, I don't want her to be a museum. This shouldn't surprise you at all, considering how I feel about the Enterprise. Like she's home, you know, and she's been through a lot. She kept people alive, you know. It's a real hard pill to swallow to think that maybe by the end of the show, she won't be a thing anymore. Because really, the show is Battlestar Galactica. You know, she is the main character of the show. She gives us everything and saves us from everyone. Oh man, I'm gonna make myself cry even harder. You know, the stories, because we were being told through Sam, who had a brain injury, it was really hard to kind of keep up with. But I'm trying to, like, think, okay, so they were on Earth, and they knew something was going to happen because things that have happened before will happen again. Like, I'm just kind of like, yep, it's going to happen again. They not rediscovered, but they reinvented, or they reutilized resurrection. And then they were able to create new models to take to Caprica and maybe help them thrive. And I don't even think it was Caprica. It could have been Cobol. I'm not quite sure where they went from there, because the people on Cobol were, I'm trying to put it together now, the people in Cobol were the Centurions that then built these models. And then they wanted revenge, and then they went to Caprica, I think is how it's going. The thing is like, you know, somebody having a brain injury is not the best storyteller. Just saying. And then having like 5 different people say things left and right, not great. Switching over to Cathal and Ellen. And I know a lot of things are like show me, don't tell me. But like in this thing, it's like I just needed like someone to be like, pause. So this is the real story. Blah, 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 blah. Tori and Chief were a thing. I am so happy Boomer and Ellen are out of there. I really think Boomer and Chief, that like she experienced love with him. And I think that I think 8s are very good at loving. And I could almost feel it, like when they switched from her to Chief and they did that cut, I was like, oh, I need them to be together. I need them to be together. And I need Ellen and Saul to be reunited, except he having a baby with a different woman. Woo! Who's apparently could be considered his daughter, I guess, because if Ellen is calling John her son, so is that the one that she would have relations with on New Caprica? And did he know? Because she made him in the image of her father. Now, granted, Ellen didn't remember that, But like that is, I do not like Cavill. He is a monster. Ugh. And I thought Deanna killed that one, but I guess not. I thought we were done and over with him. I don't really know unless they're like, I'm John from this episode. Then I'll be like, or this Cavill from this episode. And then I'd be like, ah, yes. So apparently the one that I don't like the most is still alive, unless they're all like that, and then they're all assholes. But Dean Stockwell had some great moments in this episode. I have to say that the acting from Kate Vernon, Dean Stockwell, as always, Eddie, but, and even Rosalind, Mary McDonnell, like passing the torch to Lee, I think is the person who needs to be in charge. But I also love that she told him that you always do the right thing. Sometimes it's just not the smartest thing. And I could say that that's me to a T. That's probably why I like Lee so much, is because I see a lot of myself in him, is that like I always want to do the right thing, but it might not always be the smartest thing. And I think he needed to hear that. And, so he's like, well, I'll try to be smarter and wronger. I love that moment. But like her trying to find the picture for the guy for the quorum. And like, you could tell she was really broken up that they were gone. Even if they didn't get along and they argued, she still had respect for them. And she still, knew their families, like knew their history. She was like, he wouldn't like this photo. And like, so that really hit her hard. Like she lost 12 of her friends. And I do agree that the ships need to be the ones that are in charge, because you need people from the fuel ship to, have somebody at the seat at the table saying like, we need breaks. We need to train more people. We need to get people in here, like the whole union thing, like their voices need to be heard. And thank you, Lee, for saying that. Thank you so much. Yeah. So this episode really concentrated on like what's inside. Inside Galactica, inside Ellen, inside Sam, there's a lot of secrets, and there's a lot of stories being told, and a lot of truths that people have to face. And it has been absolutely delightful watching this. I'm going to watch another episode today because I have to know what happens. So guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 4 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. What did you think of this Ellen? 'Cause like, gold star. Fantastic. It's first of all, Kate Vernon, that she could go from that Ellen to this Ellen, but still feel that in between. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Cavill, hate his guts. Dean Stockwell, nice. Great job. Absolutely wonderful. But like, did it hurt kind of seeing Galactica break down? It hurt me. Shit, maybe I started crying even after watching it. That's a big blow. That really hurts my heart. And then of course, Daniel and the stories of Earth and Cobol and the Centurions and the final 5 making the 8 and just all of that. Did you guys catch on to that story? Did you have to rewatch it? Because I feel like I might either have to rewatch it, or hopefully it clicks up here. I might have to wait for people to make comments down below, so then I know what the hell happened. But yeah, I am sad that it's coming to an end, but it feels like it's coming to an end. And I like that it's not just gonna, I don't feel like it's gonna necessarily be a happy ending, but I feel like it'll just be real. And if anything, the show, it gets real feelings out of me, so I'm sure it'll hurt. Ugh. Anyway, guys, come back here for the next episode, and in the meantime, I'll see you.